For today's presentation in Growing Your Tree of Prosperity, I'm going to talk about something that's a little bit different from the usual finance programs that I've been sharing on this YouTube channel. I'm going to talk about this thing known as the AI Explorers Masterclass, and this is my latest project on top of my work teaching law with a polytechnic, as well as my Dr. Wealth program on early retirement. I've been currently working on completing a very challenging foundational program under the Artificial Intelligence Apprenticeship program. All right, so in that process, my cousin has asked me to use my new AI skills to develop an AI program for kids aged 9 to 13. So we are currently in the process of totally bootstrapping a new business to enter the children's education market. And hopefully, if that succeeds, it will very obviously lead to bigger and larger enrichment classes in the future. And obviously, my personal ambition would be to try to dominate the field of teaching children financial management and financial literacy. Okay, so why do we need to prepare for an AI future for our children? Right, I think the obvious answer is that artificial intelligence is eating up the world. And we no longer have any certainty as to what kind of future careers will exist for our children. All right. So if you think about it, the jobs that we have today, cloud engineer, cloud engineer, data engineering, these jobs don't actually exist 20 years ago. Okay, and so it's not too easy to imagine the kind of careers that we will have in the future, right? Throughout this process of picking up more skills in AI, I realized that ChatGPT now assists in most of my code writing tasks. So I'm writing code on how to do classification of generally fairly large data sets. And ChatGPT now can give me suggestions on how to clean the data, write Python functions and code to make my life a lot easier. So I'm able to complete my tutorial questions and assignments within a very short period of time, right? What used to take months would take just perhaps half a day, right? You're also finding that AI is disrupting the legal industry, and my students in the Polytechnic are also taught how to do things like analyze contracts using ChatGPT. And ultimately, I think the fear of many law firms is that lawyers will become so productive that the smaller and medium-sized firms will make billable hours go away. In other words, instead of charging you $450 an hour to hire a lawyer to do your work, law firms might just say that, well, given your legal problem, just give me $1,500. A pretty bad moment for the industry because you can no longer bill people by the amount of effort that you put in, right? The economics would have changed. And of course, for the folks familiar with my work in finance, I do use ChatGPT to author analyst reports on local stocks not covered by existing brokerage houses. So we're able to do a lot of amazing things with AI. But of course, you need to have some fundamental skills in prompt engineering, okay, to be able to prepare for this future. And so that sort of begs the question, how can parents prepare our kids for this future? And I think if we look at the three kind of skill sets that remain relevant in the future, it's not a lot. Right. The first is you need to have communication skills. So you need to present yourself well. You need to empathize with the audience. These skills are skills that make us fundamentally human, and that will always continue something that's valued by the industry. The second is obviously problem-solving skills, right? Because when we are trying to use AI in the workforce, we're still trying to solve problems that could be human in nature. So you need that kind of ability to look at a problem from multiple angles and apply a hard and a soft skill to sort of resolve them. So that's going to remain relevant in the future. And finally, critical thinking skill, right? If you outsource the critical thinking to artificial intelligence, it might hallucinate and it might give you the wrong kind of ideas. So the ability to know right from wrong, the ability to understand all these ethical concerns concerning AI and what it means for humanity will be very, very important as well. All right. So with that, what I've noticed is that I'm already seeing some kids exposed to unhealthy practices with AI, right? My daughter was trying to write an essay in English, and then she would try to translate them into Mandarin and then just submit it for marking. okay, and the quality of the essay is actually very poor, and it sounds like it is written by AI, okay, and I've noticed that children are starting to copy questions into AI and then hope for the best, right? Whatever answers they get, they will then cut and paste it, and then they make a submission. And teachers don't fall for that because the answers are just too perfect, right? And sometimes the answers might even be wrong, and they might not align with the question, the material that is being taught. So one of my own personal experiences is that we have a legal question on medical negligence, where we teach just very basic negligence cases to the students, but we don't actually teach what's used in the industry. Okay, so I find that some of my polytechnic students, the answers would be better than the lecture notes, because they would reflect some of the latest industrial practices. And then when you ask them how they arrive at the answer, and I know how they arrive at the answer, is that they probably employ artificial intelligence to do it for them. Okay, and for me, I'm very brutal when I mark student scripts. If it is written by AI, I will remove half the scores immediately. Okay, so I think that there should be a more systemic way to teach kids how AI works and how to use AI responsibly to gain a competitive advantage in the workplace. In other words, you shouldn't use AI and turn your kid into basically this mindless drone that just happens to have a $20 subscription to ChatGPT. We want them to be able to use AI to make them smarter and to make them more employable in the future. Okay, so I've developed this 2-day course during the June holidays that's supposed to execute in the afternoons. This is designed for kids aged 9 to 13 years old, and we're going to teach what AI is. We're going to give them some hands-on exercises on how to train AI, and we will also show them how to create an AI and build a storyboard. Okay, then we will teach them how to use ChatGPT intelligently and tactically so that they can learn the topic quickly. And then we will also have a very simple discussion, because these are 9 to 13-year-olds, a very simple basic discussion that really highlight ethical issues surrounding AI. Okay, so that they will have an idea about how AI would affect their lives. And finally, there will be a very challenging capstone exercise to teach children how to pitch an AI project to win prizes. So this is really an all-in-one kind of program that would develop the kind of critical skills that I'm talking about. All right, and everything will be done in an interactive manner involving fun and games. So I've spent for the past 2 to 3 weeks a lot of effort actually cutting up and creating these cardboard props for the games to take place. So we're not trying to do this over the laptop for 100% of the program. All right, it's going to be interactive and it's going to be very fun. Okay, so here are the details for the folks who are interested. This is the poster that we have outside the tuition agency. We have 2 sessions. We run in the afternoons, is 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Okay, there's a typo here, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. We run on the 5th or 6th of June and on the 26th or 27th of June. This is during the school holidays. Our venue is at Katong Shopping Centre. The cost is $198 per pax, and you can use the QR code to sign up. Otherwise, you can key in this WhatsApp URL to actually contact someone on WhatsApp. All right. If you want to signify your interest, otherwise this is too inconvenient for you, you can just leave an email on the comments section, and we will find a way to contact you for the registration details. Okay, and that's the end of my presentation today. I hope that you will support this initiative of mine. We're trying to do something new. We believe that there is a gap in the market. Thank you very much.